Hi, so I'm back for another tutorial. This one I want to talk about, recommended network protocols, static versus dynamic IP address, and full duplex versus half duplex. So um, if we look at when we're adding a network, right, it's going to ask us for encryption type. And we really want WPA. The reason being is WEP is kind of an older security standard, and it is the least secure of these protocols. And so Samsara's devices will support the newest standard, which is WPA2. Um, and that's something that we really want to use whenever we're setting up these Wi-Fi configurations. Another thing being here when we're setting these up, whether it's, you're connected via Ethernet or Wi-Fi, it's not having a captive portal or splash through page. And that's going to give us, it's not going to allow your device to be able to connect to the internet if you have these splash through pages. So think of, you're connecting to the Wi-Fi at a hotel, and it pops up of like, hey, what's your room number, what's your name, and those type of things. And that's a captive portal. And so that's not going to allow VS2 to connect to that if that's something that, is present on your network. Protocols, we really need WP, a security encryption type, and no splash through or captive portal. And so now, we've already kind of pushed the Wi-Fi credentials. I talked a little bit about that, in the other tutorial video. And so what I want to talk about now is like a static IP addresses. And so that is a manually configured IP address for a device. And this just kind of means that the address does not change, and that, you can kind of think of that as like an email address or a physical home address. These addresses don't change, and the major disadvantage of that is that it needs to be configured manually. But if that's something that you do have to have, contact your sales engineer. That is something that we can support in setting up that static IP address. And that's just going into these settings and getting this information from, your IT team. And then we can set those manually. And so the static is kind of the opposite of a dynamic IP address, which issues unique IP addresses and automatically configures, the other network information for the device. And that's an easier way, but, if static is something that you have to have, we can, accommodate that. And so also, by default, the VS2 is set up for a half duplex. But if you need to enable the VS2 for full duplex mode, you can contact your sales engineer and they'll be able to set that up for you.